Just after COVID, disc golf's popularity surged, and more than a few manufacturers jumped in after 2020 to get a piece of that pie. Players have been signed on to huge contracts, big name sponsors are jumping on board with professional events, but there are signs that things are changing. In our area, tournaments are filling up slower and slower, and some aren't getting enough players to happen at all. Purse sizes on the Disc Golf Pro Tour, which had been growing massively from 2018 to 2022, have seen growth slow, stop, and even shrink in the past 2 years. The Music City Open and Jonesboro Open grew around 2% in 2024, down significantly from the growth of previous years, while the Dynamic Discs Open and Portland Open both saw 5 to 10% decreases in purse size. What does this all mean? It means this massive influx of manufacturers I showed you earlier, who were all looking to capitalize on the growth of the sport, with more players needing more discs, are likely not all going to succeed. And while most of our videos in this series are about exciting new discs that we're exploring for the first time, this video might be more of an obituary of what could have been for Australia's first disc golf manufacturer, Fourth Circle Discs. These are our first impressions. As our channel has grown, we've been super fortunate to have different companies actually reach out to us and ask us if we wanted to cover and talk about their discs. And we also reach out to companies that we want to check out, and sometimes we hear back, and sometimes we don't. But last year, I picked up a few discs from Fourth Circle Discs, and I had never heard of them, so naturally, I wanted to learn more. So I did some research, got on their website, filled out the contact form a couple of times, but I never heard back. I started poking around their website, and I found their most recent blog post was from October of 2022, which on its own is not that strange. There's a blog on our website, and I'll be darned if it hasn't been updated in quite a while. So I checked out their Instagram, and the last post was from November 2022, and the Facebook page is more of the same. Since November of 2022, there's only one post from April of this year. That post says that they've added some overweight discs to their website that are not PDGA legal, along with misprint starter packs and other discs that have been, quote, pulled out of storage. Perhaps the strongest indicator yet that they may no longer be around is that Infinite Discs has not a single one of their discs in stock. Now, let me be clear. I do not know if Fourth Circle Discs are out of business, and I certainly don't want them to be. I only want good things for disc golf. I love disc golf, I'm part of disc golf, and I want it to continue to grow. But with so many new manufacturers in the sport, so much growth in a short period of time, and then a sudden halt to that growth, there are bound to be casualties. So let's find out what Fourth Circle had, and perhaps what could have been. Starting with their first putter, the Huntsman 02. Named after this terrifying looking spider, native to Australia, of course, the Huntsman 02 is rated at 2302 in their AU plastic, or 2202.5 in their ECA plastic. And based on the plastic description, ours looks to be the AU plastic. It has a big bead, the faintest of puddle tops, which was apparently intentional, and the plastic has an interesting combination of both smooth but grippy. Off the tee though, this thing is no spider. It is 100% cow. Just look at that beef. But of course, with that stability comes accuracy, because you can lace it down narrow fairways or place shots on island greens. And how does it putt? Well, I'll leave that to you to find out, because if there's anything I learned from doing 10,000 putts, it doesn't seem to be much about the putters. So the Huntsman 02 is a reliably overstable putter. Let's see if their mid-range can do the same. The Dingo. Rated at 5403, the Dingo shares its numbers with some popular mid-ranges, like the Westside Bard, the Discraft Buzz OS, and the new Castoplast Nord. We have it in their ECA plastic, which is a slick, somewhat flexible premium blend. The shape and feel of the Dingo most closely resembles the Buzz OS, so let's compare the flight to a Buzz OS that we threw recently. Yep, that looks just about right. The Dingo is another certifiably beefy disc, that's for sure. Let's take a look at the last disc we have from them, the Firehawk. Rated at 8.5, -11 in ECA plastic, the name might suggest it would fly closer to the similarly named Firebird. But no, it was actually designed to be a long-distance straight fairway driver. So let's see if it fits the bill. Off the tee on hyzer, the Firehawk flips up and drifts before finishing straight. On a tight wooded fairway, thrown flat, you can manipulate the Firehawk easily to hit gaps anywhere on the fairway. So all three of these discs from Fourth Circle were fine. The plastic is a decent quality, and I've thrown discs that were much less comfortable to throw, unreliable, or inconsistent. Now, once again, we're assuming based on the information that we could find that Fourth Circle might not be around anymore. And if they aren't, why not? Is it a result of the growth and contraction of the market as a whole? Is it that the market in Australia just wasn't as big as they thought? Who knows? What I do know is that uncertain times lay ahead for disc golf overall. If things were going perfectly well at Trilogy, would they have sold their ownership to Vendus Capital? If things were going perfectly well at Discmania or Castoplast, would they have joined in on Vendus's House of Discs? If things were going perfectly well at Prodigy, would they have let Kevin Jones and Vino Makula leave? And if things were going perfectly well, would Jomez Pro have sold themselves to the Disc Golf Pro Tour? I'm not so sure. But it does make me want to ask, what are you doing to help grow the sport you love? Leave a comment down below. And also comment below what discs, companies, or topics we should explore next. For Six Sided Discs, I'm Greg. We'll see you in the next one. Last year we went to the Disc Golf Pro Tour for the first time and set up our pop-up shop in the vendor area at the LWS Open at Idlewild. This August, we're coming back, and this time we're more prepared. If you're one of the first 100 people to come up to our tent and say hello and show us that you're subscribed to our YouTube channel, you will receive one of these, our Six Sided Discs Velcro patch for free. And I want to say a big shout out and thanks to discgolfpins.com for making these for us. They turned out fantastic. So if you're ever in need of a pin or patch or anything else about disc golf, head over to discgolfpins.com. Not a sponsor. And of course, we'll see you at Idlewild. But last year, I picked up a... okay. Let's take a look at their... Let's take a look at the... So all three of these discs were fine. Accurate and...
Get off of that tree!
Let's go, dude. That's sick.
That's what I do, bro.
I love that. I love that in the video. That's cool.
If you like this content and want to see more, please consider liking the video, subscribing to our channel, or supporting us on Patreon. Your support makes this content possible.